What's up, everybody? Welcome to GoatBroz, your go-to place for nonsensical chatter about the Incredible Hulk. I'm the Chiva.
I am Chiva Chuck, and today we're going to continue my brother's path down the MCU rabbit hole. He got to see one of the greatest movies ever put to film. I'm just fucking with all of you. He got to see The Incredible Hulk. So let's see what he thought. What did you think of the movie as a film?
As a film, I thought it was very run-of-the-mill. It's very average. It's one beat, right?
Yeah.
You talking about Hulk's beat meter? It stays at 100 or whatever the normal.
Yeah.
The whole time, there's very little scenes where it takes you to like a big, it's like, oh shit, like this is why I love comic book movies, or this is why I love film. Like your questions about film. This is why I love film. This is why, I'm glad I decided to spend my 2 hours or an hour and a half on this movie. It doesn't have that, but it doesn't also. It doesn't have low points. It doesn't have points where I'm like, oh wow, that was horrible. Like, what was that? Why is this in this movie? And in no time did I feel. I mean, I guess you could argue, you could feel like, oh man, maybe I should have done something better with my time. But it wasn't
I think everybody that made that movie thought the same thing.
Yeah, because you see the movie and it has the typical tropes, right? Especially during that era. It has the beginning, which has a lot of exposition.
A lot of exposition.
When it's giving credit, it's very reminiscent of Spider-Man, the original trilogy. Yeah. But the Spider-Man original trilogy did that referencing the previous film. Yeah. So in Spider-Man 2, you see the expedition. Like a recap. Yeah, recap. This wasn't it was a recap, but it was of the same movie.
Well, I remember watching it, and I'm like, oh cool, exposition. I'm starting to take notes. I'm like, oh shit.
A lot of fucking exposition. I stopped. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch this movie. Yeah. But like you mentioned, right, that it keeps on giving exposition throughout the whole film.
Throughout the whole film, it's an exposition film.
Yeah, and I don't know.
And to me, okay, it's early in the MCU. I don't know if at this point the MCU had real thoughts of being an MCU.
No, it was just a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie, and like I said, it's so flat. It felt flat to me. You spend most of the time being chased by the military, and it's like you feel like every other scene is you being chased. Yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like, it's a basic story. There's no real oomph to it. Its characters are forgettable.
Yeah, it's the same big boss. Military guy, like, fuck you. I'm gonna weaponize this thing that you have, which has been done.
It's the good scientist trying to keep the science from
And I also have this monster of my own, kind of like Lex Luthor does with
Well, I think he rented the Abomination for Batman v Superman. It's like, hey, can I borrow your monster?
When I saw the CGI of this film, I'm kind of like, damn, like Batman v Superman has for its time, this is not that bad.
Well, you saw when he's in the rain in the cave. It just, I'm like, I'm not giving it shit for its bad CGI because it's dated. It's not necessarily bad.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's dated.
I'm saying Batman v Superman CGI looks like. You could argue like, oh wow, that's not as good. If this looks like this in 2008, how come you're not beyond better?
And I think that's what the slack was for that movie, is that like, this is what we had here. Why the hell?
But this is not a Batman v Superman movie because we could go 45 minutes. God knows we can.
We have. I'll put a link to that
video.
Again, you start off with him. Okay, so here's a man who's trying to keep himself composed. Goes to one of the most dangerous places in the planet in Brazil. Right? And then it's like, okay, that makes no sense to me.
It's not like he's part of gang wars there.
Yeah, but if you're in the hood, you're in the hood. Like,
and he picks fights with people. Does he? Or not? He didn't pick a fight, but he got in a fight.
Yeah, right? He got all superhero about everything. Yeah. Like, you have to understand what you have. And again, that was my thing.
And that was an also cliche type of thing of that era, right? Oh, the girl getting harassed. So I have to kind of be a hero. And the evil and the asshole foreigner's like, get out of here, gringo. And it's like, and I'm like, watch them come back during a very serious moment in the film and just be there. And they were, when the military first starts to go after Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
They're there, like.
And then you have like the most attractive like factory worker in history.
Of course.
And then she's legitimately not used at any other point in the movie.
She was just eye candy, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Just eye candy for that particular moment.
Yeah, That was just throwaway stuff.
It
Those
was,
characters.
you know, and then he travels back to the U.S. He goes back to where he needs to get his information.
He needs to get the data.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's just there's not much we can talk about in the sense that it just does what it's supposed to do. Goes back home. The girl accidentally sees him.
No. This is something different when I saw it. When he goes back home to Dr. Ross. Was it Dr. Ross or Professor Ross?
Professor Rock.
Professor Ross, which we later find out is the daughter of the sergeant or whoever. And I'm like, oh, is this gonna be one of those I can't love you, because I already have this guy.
Yeah.
Because she found somebody else. But no, it's not that at all. It's like legit. Fuck this other guy. I'm gonna be with you. There's even a scene where the guy that she was with like says, I now know why she doesn't mention you. And like kind of defends her. It's like, we never hear about you again, and you're probably not gonna ever be with her again. Or
it's okay. None of them were ever heard from again. So
yeah. So whatever. That guy has the most like cliffhanger arc ever.
But okay, that's what this movie has. It leaves open storylines. Just fuck it, you get a story. But it's like the Oprah storyline. It's like, you get a story and you get a story. So that happened. She sees them. They all they all run away together. And they rekindle this whole thing. Now here's one thing that it's weird, but when they're getting hot and steamy in the hotel room, right? And his thing starts going off, which is corny as fuck to begin with. But is he not allowed to get angry or excited?
His heart rate can
go high. But when you go, that's the thing is like, don't make me angry.
This is one thing why I liked the movie or wanted to watch it in a way was because I had no idea what the Hulk's lore is.
Yeah.
Like, I know he gets angry and turns green, but that's like the most basic casual fan explanation I could give. So I don't know what it is. Like, when I saw it, I'm like, is it heart? I thought it was just you just get to a boiling point of anger.
That's my point though, because if you're saying, hey, don't
but that's
get
why I'm
too
asking
excited.
You, like, dude.
Well, that's
you don't know.
I believe it was that he gets angry. It's the anger that builds it up to him.
Maybe something. But is it something where we're casual about the Hulk, where we're like, maybe we've been wrong this whole time?
But here's the thing: he can't hook up with his love interest because his heart monitor goes too high, right? But yeah, he can do this fucking parkour shit to Brazil, which if you've ever ran anything like 200,
So does Bruce Banner just not have sex? Forever?
That's the sad life.
Oh, but maybe he controls it.
That would make him angry. I would be angry. But that's the thing is.
But maybe he controls it, right?
At some point,
he was controlling his breathing
towards the end. But again, that's my point: is it anger or is it just heart rate? Because if it's heart rate, you just ran through Brazil, you're being chased and shot at. Your heart rate hits 200 quicker than it took him. And some guy trying to beat him up.
Yeah.
So if it's that, it's like. So to me, that was like, I'm like, come on. It was just convenient for the sake of that plot.
One of the positive things I did like about the movie was the cameo of the old Hulk. Now I'm not a big Hulk fan, so I might have missed some more Easter eggs or whatever. But I knew the original Hulk. Yeah. That was pretty cool. People would say that Stan Lee had an unmemorable one, but I still like.
But he's there.
He's there.
Stan Lee is there to be there. It doesn't. Like,
what's a memorable? I guess there are memorable.
No, there's some good ones, but I mean, as long as.
But Stan Lee's cameo, if it was unmemorable, is because of the movie.
Yeah.
Like if he had that movie in a really great great movie, like we'll all remember Stan Lee's part.
Yeah, the movies forget about it together. The Easters that I
found. The purple.
The purple pants was one of them. Obviously towards the end when he says Hulk smash. There was one before that I completely forget, but it's stuff like that. Now let's talk about the villains, because it is
the Sergeant and
Ross and Abomination. Ross is just some guy who he failed.
He's just the military head.
Yeah, but he failed. He's chasing his failure. That's what his motivation is I need that to basically.
But doesn't he say that basically it didn't fail because now I have this and now I can take it and make more?
But he even says it when Banner goes to the scientist in New York and he's like, if you took this away from me, I'm gonna put you in a hole, because he doesn't have it. He has a tainted version of him. He created a tainted version of that and could never. It's a tainted version of what made Captain America Captain America. Mm. It's not pure. It's why Abomination does what he does. So he needs Banner alive with the Hulk inside of him so that he can then extract that. Which is what the doctor in New York was doing, or the professor in New York was doing, with the creepy ass hundreds of fucking gallons of blood.
Come on, man.
It's what scientists do.
Scientists
it's what they do.
They can't be like, Nah, I'm not going that far. Like scientists' whole point is to go.
My thing with that whole storyline with Ross is that's all government funding, right? Like he's just okay, you know what? Whatever you want. You want tanks, you want personnel, you want something.
Is it me or is this guy just throwing money?
He is.
He's like, he's there. Let's get all this. And like, okay, like the first time they go after him in Brazil, the whole operation is to get him when he's asleep.
Right.
So when you realize he's not asleep and you're gonna rush him, wouldn't that
and you blow up the
release
door?
The Hulk?
Yeah, you blow up the door. Like,
I mean, they blew up the door and they were expecting.
I think the fact that they don't understand him at that point because
and then they went to a college campus and
just
like,
blow shit up.
And apparently Bruce Banner can outrun army. Like there's certain shots where I'm like, they should have gotten him by now. Like he's gonna outrun this all of it. I know they didn't want to kill him, but I would have probably get one of these college athletes to go get him. They'll probably get him.
So I see the one thing that's not explained on, and maybe some of you guys don't know. You know how Captain America, when he has the serum in him, he's faster, stronger, more endurance. I don't know if this gamma radiation does the same for him, where he can run more. I mean, when he ran into the library, he was all sweaty.
The only one I see run fast was the what's his name though?
I
know the actor's name is Tim Roth.
Yeah, but I blinked on me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he had like an interesting set at the beginning. Like it was setting it up to be very interesting. Like, what's this guy's deal? Like Russia and born all his life in England, and he's gonna have like, there's no personal vendetta. It's just this guy's like, oh, fucking Hulk's awesome. I want to be awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make me awesome like the Hulk.
Yeah, and
it's like there's no
motivation.
There's no motivation. There's no vendetta. It's not a personal vendetta. It's not like he's not like this unbeatable force like a Darkseid or a Thanos.
He has no involvement in this. No, he was just hired.
And it sucks because I saw him like, oh, okay, this guy, because I like the actor.
Yeah.
Like I like he plays villains a lot, right?
Yeah.
I just noticed him.
Well, here's the thing though, he did
the best he could with what he was given.
But I think what it does, I mean, and this is me giving this movie a lot of credit, is you put the serum in a person who has that mentality. Which is the mercenary mentality, and you see the darkness take over, and he's like, I want to do that. Because he lost the first time. Hilariously, by the way. Like a ragdoll hitting a tree. It was funny. He lost the second time.
That almost looked like a horror death.
The second time was that one. Yeah, it looked bad, right? I'm like, that's kind of gruesome.
Oh yeah, he looked really fucked up, and then he recovered.
And then he's like, and you said like, I'm ready for round 3. Like, it was more of his own ego. Right. And now you put this serum in him. That's the whole point of Captain America is, it's like, hey, it's what's inside that matters, right? You put the serum in the Red Skull, he turned evil, more evil. Like it emphasized his traits. So here, this guy's like, it wasn't because he was an ass. He was evil. He had no like real motivation as far as I want to take over the world. It was more of his ego. Mercenaries is about to kill.
And this is like when, and I'm gonna bring it up again, but Batman v Superman was like, why is Batman and Superman fighting? Like, they have a tangible reason why they're fighting, a real reason.
Yeah, they have a motivation.
There's a motive there.
Yeah.
That isn't just like, Batman's not like, fucking Superman can fly. Fuck that guy.
I don't know what his mom's name is.
What do I need to have? What do I need?
I want to be like that.
I want to have a cave. Like,
I keep that.
I get it. He was a mercenary, and I don't know.
And that's what it is. It emphasized that mercenary mentality of like, I don't want to lose to this guy.
It just didn't do it for me.
But it's not good enough for a movie.
Mm-hmm. But I did. The fight scenes were alright.
Oh yeah, the fight scenes were because we're short.
Yeah, and I also like the Hulk wasn't like you could tell that Bruce Banner's not a fighter because even when he's the Hulk, he kind of like. He's the underdog in almost every fight.
What ends up getting him over the top? First one. Well, what ends up getting him over the top is the fact that he gets extra angry when he's motivated.
Right.
Oh, my love interest is in danger, or whatever. I mean, the end fight scene is kind of gruesome for this movie.
It is.
Like he stabs it with his own like. Bone.
People are dying. Cops are dying.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like there's a helicopter that has. Well, essentially they catch Bruce Banner, right? And this is before Tim Roth, the actor, I don't know his character name. This is before he goes to the blue guy, right? The blue guy that Banner was communicating back and forth to find the cure.
The blue guy, Mr. Blue, Mr. Blue.
Is this a Tarantino movie? Yeah. Hey, yo, Mr. Pink, Mr. Blue. And essentially before that, they go up in the helicopter, and then they realized that Tim Roth, I'm sorry, the actor, he just really like the actor took over. That Tim Roth apparently became the Abomination. Mm-hmm. So Bruce Banner's like, I have to be the Hulk again. I don't know if I'm gonna be the Hulk because I think I'm cured. And essentially, he falls out of the helicopter and he comes back. That's one of the more highlighty parts of the film, right? When he hits the floor,
yes,
you realize he's not dead, of course.
But I'll tell you this, because we've watched enough, we've all watched these type of movies so much that it's underwhelming because most of the movies.
Yeah, I wasn't like oh my god.
Okay, that was supposed to be for this movie what the Wonder Woman reveal scene was for Wonder Woman, where she blocks.
Wonder Woman's reveal would have been better, but they showed that.
No, I know, but even though we knew it was coming, when it happened, it was still cool.
Right.
This was supposed to be that moment when he punches through.
I don't think it was a bad moment.
No, but I'm like, it could have been better. If this was a better movie, that moment would have been like, fuck yeah, let's get this shit going.
But essentially what I'm getting at is that, the sergeant and her daughter, Bruce Banner's love interest, are still in the helicopter. And that's when they're pursuing Abomination in the building. And they shoot him.
Isn't it General?
Isn't it Sergeant? General?
No, it's General. Because she stands in front of him like, General.
Fuck, man, I don't know. Dad! Yeah. It's her dad. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's what they have the same last name.
But remember they were like shooting at him in the building?
Yeah.
And then they tear that shit, like it falls, like I forget what it is, do something at it?
Well,
the helicopter fall? And like everybody's dead except, the two main
characters. Yeah, of course.
And I like that one
because... Which it wasn't a bad crash. Like
yo, they were fucking bleeding as if they got shot.
Like it almost seemed like the helicopter crash in slow motion. It's like, woo, woo, woo.
Alright, it's like, okay, we all have to die because we're all, unimportant characters. Yeah. And I like the part where you see the gas leak was going to cause a fire, an explosion, and the Hulk just, smacks his head.
The sonic boom?
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
He's like,
I think that's probably my favorite Hulk moment.
Yeah, it was really cool because it was unexpected.
Like, oh my god,
nobody expected that shit.
Because I'm like, they're going to die.
Yeah.
This is... Like, they're gonna take it that far, then Hulk does this shit.
You're like, is this gonna be the motivator?
I forgot that Hulk has more power than just fucking smashing shit. I thought that was cool.
No, that was cool, and I think that's at that point, that's where Bruce is able to take more control of the Beast and is more aware of what's going on than at the beginning where he's just like, I'm gonna fuck things up.
No, at the beginning, he's basically just diseased at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's just like, fuck, I'm just fuck it.
And I like that when they're...
Because he legit says to her, like, no, that's not me. And then Ross, I don't know her first name either, says, the love interest says, no, I think maybe you could know.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to control it.
Right. And I think that's kind of like the callback of it. Like, no,
movie.
That's the callback.
Oh, another Easter egg is when she sees him and he walks out and he's like doing the hitchhiking thing. That's a callback to that show, the original Hulk show.
What part?
Where he's hitchhiking in the rain.
Oh, okay. Man.
Yeah, the end of every Hulk episode, from I think it's the 70s, is Lou Ferrigno hitchhiking and shit on his way out. Yeah, so that's another nod to the TV show.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the sonic clap again. That end fight was kind of gruesome. The fact that she says, stop, and he does, it shows the control.
I also like the scene where they're shooting Abomination, the soldiers on the floor. Soldiers on the... What was it called? Soldiers on the...
On the ground?
Yeah, on the floor. Like, it's a dad. Soldiers on the floor.
I'm like, what? You're struggling with floor?
Isn't it troops on the ground? Why does that say no?
I mean, yeah, it's a saying the term, but...
And like they're shooting at him, right? They're like, rifles ain't gonna do shit, and they get the RPG and they shoot it at him, and breaks it, and then he starts going at them. I'm like, that legit got me a little like, oh shit, like I got a little like,
wait,
I'd be scared. If I'm going reverse, I would have just jumped out and run into a building.
Yeah, like what?
I'm like, oh.
But see, that tells you everything. He was seeing it more of a challenge than a motive to do something greater with himself.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that scene was like,
that was
cool. Looked terrifying in that one moment.
What about the post-credit scene that happened before the credits? The pre-credit scene with Tony Stark.
I was hyped for it. I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't know. I've never seen Iron Man.
Yeah.
But Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark has been in, like, the American consciousness or whatever for so long that when I see him, I just get fucking excited. It's like almost like you never listened to an Ariana Grande song. But if you saw Ariana Grande, you'd be like, oh shit, that's
Ariana Grande.
We know who the fuck she is. That's what I felt. And come on, man. Like, I know about the Avengers. So I got a little chill and I was like, I'm making a team.
You know that the whole scene was actually not scripted.
They just
That was both of them just riffing off each other.
really.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
There's like actor freestyling.
There was.
That was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, that's one day.
That's talented as
I
fuck.
believe that's the first time that the Avengers are mentioned. Not Avengers, but like a group is mentioned.
The
Because this
Avengers
movie
are
came
mentioned,
out. Yeah.
just not by name.
Right. This movie came out right before Iron Man. Because obviously they mentioned in Iron Man, but this is essentially the first time that whole thing is mentioned. That was actually shot way after principal production. So I mean that's been pretty cool.
I mean, I guess that's the review, right?
Yeah. What did you think of it overall?
Overall, just an average movie. If you're doing what I'm doing, which is like I gotta watch all the MCUs, watch it. I think you'll like some things, and it's just very by the numbers. If you're just a film junkie, or if you're something like I like to watch film casually, don't watch it. Just there's way better movies out there. I think the night before I saw, I told you I saw Forgiving. Like that's a really good film.
Yeah, film wise.
Yeah, film wise.
Yeah, and I think as you go through these, you'll see the new Hulk come up, and then you'll understand like, okay, keep what you're feeling, what you're thinking about the Hulk right now, because then when you see the next one, the next iteration of the Hulk,
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo should be like, okay, that's a little bit different. And it's weird. I love how they made him, because of how they made him look like himself as a Hulk in the face. And they do same thing for Ruffalo's.
No, the Hulk looks good in this.
Yeah,
I like his look. I'm really impressed with the CGI for its time.
No, it was really good CGI.
Like,
the story wasn't exactly
like there's movies right now that get away with this type of CGI.
Yeah, Sharknado's got worse CGI than this.
Yeah,
it was on his 6th movie. Like, so there you go. That's his take on the Incredible Hulk. Stay tuned. We will obviously be doing the rest of the movies, hopefully before Infinity Wars 2 comes out.
When's that coming out?
You caught me on the loop on that one.
Mr. Marvel.
I think it's
When are your movies coming out?
Oh, brief.
Mr. Marvel.
2019 or 2020. Late 2019 or early 2020.
Oh,
you know how it is.
Taking that long? What's coming in between that?
Captain Marvel.
The one you guys stole from DC.
So just make sure if you guys have any comments for him, what he should be looking on the movies going forward, leave them on the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.